The 16th tutorial from Njan in JavaScript category. Debugging in JavaScript. What is debugging and how to go debug in JavaScript, and some samples we are going to see that. I know you already having the debugging knowledge from other programming also, but little bit difference here, because in other programming languages we will have the editors. In editor we can have the uh, debug option so that we can able to do that, but in JavaScript we could not able to do the debugging in editor itself, because it is running on client side. Consider if you are using the Visual Studio or Eclipse, you can able to do the debug in server side itself, but it could be a little bit complex. That's the reason all the browsers now they are giving the support of developer tool. So using the developer tool itself you can able to do the debugging. So what is debugger? The debugger is one of the keyword in JavaScript. Like in other programming language you will call it as a breakpoint, like that in editor. Like the way in JavaScript providing the one keyword, whenever the JavaScript interpreter finding that keyword, it will break there. If the developer tool is getting open, it will break there, otherwise it will skip and continue that. That's the reason in production code we should not keep the debugger in JavaScript files. Okay, how to debug in developer tool, we will go through that one. What is breakpoint? Yeah, the breakpoint, like other editors in developer tool itself, right now they are providing the debugger is a keyword in JavaScript itself providing, but the breakpoint is a option browsers giving for to debug that. Okay, here I am declaring on function called test, it having the variable called a. It is doing some calculation, but this is if it is a small code we can do the manual check here. But if it is a large number of code, getting the inputs dynamically, getting the inputs from various source, we could not able to exactly find the issue or problem or logic in some point. That's the reason we are going with the debugger. So this is the syntax of debugger. If you specify the debugger keyword and put this concept, whenever this function or even getting trigger it, if the developer tool is open, it automatically control will wait there for our debug purpose. I am clicking the enter. I am trying to call that function. Now you can see it here, our debugger automatically go there. Then click F12 so that you can one by one you can able to debug. You can able to mouse over and find the value a. It's going there. Yeah, here instead of 1 I put as a 10. Also this condition is less than or equal to 5, so this entire for loop got a skip. So I am having the execution and breakpoint here, so I can able to view the values, what are the values are processing, how the loops are going, how it got iteration over there. So easily I can able to do this. Like the way in developer tool there will be a lots of option to do the debug, it giving the more and more support. If you want to learn about more things, I am having the separate video about the Chrome developer tool, you can see that link. So in JavaScript aspect, this is the one way to do the debug. I hope you are clear. Right now I put this function in developer tools I made it here. So if you are referring the JavaScript from the internal script tag or external files, wherever you needed, you can put the debugger there. Or maybe for example, in developer point itself, you can able to put the debugger, Control Shift V and paste it and click enter. If you are read it from the external files, it will list out these files here. Maybe I can show some samples here itself. Let me check, is there any? Yeah, I'm putting this, right. This is a breakpoint. So if I call this function again, it coming here, this resume option or F8, if you click, it will navigate to the next breakpoint. Where we having the next breakpoint? Here. If I click here, it will move to this. So this is a debugger, JavaScript providing the option to debug ourselves. This is the breakpoint. Chrome or all the browsers giving the option to debug in developer tool. So using these options we can able to do the debug and correct our code and make it perfect. I hope you are clear on that.